What's up, Laker Nation? Welcome into the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jimmy Crowther, and I got the latest Laker news and rumors for you, including a quote coming from Rob Pelinka about him potentially adding a new young star to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, here's what Rob Pelinka said exactly. He said, "We're going to work hard to try to keep the pieces around LeBron and AD. Build pieces around LeBron and AD to do that. But also, with the future again, if you study our cap space, we have the flexibility to say, can we add another really, really talented young player to run it out with AD if he chooses to stay as a free agent for 5, 6, 7, 8 years? Now, when you look at Anthony Davis, obviously it's a bit different than when the Lakers got LeBron James. Because when they got LeBron, he's 35 years old. They're starting to look to add win-now pieces around him. But Anthony Davis is just now entering his prime, which is a terrifying thought considering the fact that he's already a top 5, 6 player in the NBA at 27 years old. Now, we all know Anthony Davis is going to opt out of his contract this year and probably re-up with the Lakers for 2, 3, tops 5 years with Los Angeles. And if he does that, the Lakers are going to have to start looking to get younger. I know LeBron is still the best player in the NBA today, but adding guys that are 35 plus years old is not going to keep Anthony Davis happy for a long time, a guy that could be around until, his mid-30s. So this year is probably a wash. You kind of look at your free agency class and say, hey, we got to spend all of our money on AD. So instead, you looked at 2021 and the potential cap space the Lakers could have could give them an opportunity to go out and sign a young star that will be available then, like a Giannis Antetokounmpo, a Jayson Tatum from the Boston Celtics. Obviously, that entire class of Jayson Tatum's draft class, they're all going to be restricted free agents, so they're going to be a little tougher to lure away. But if they pay the right price, the Lakers might be able to go out and get a guy, like I said, like Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Bam Adebayo, a De'Aaron Fox. There's a lot of guys in that 2021 class that you could pair next to Anthony Davis. So you saw some of those names. Obviously, there's a lot more guys out there. I know a lot of you guys want Devin Booker, and trust me, we'll do a video on him very, very soon. But if you could pick one young star in today's NBA to pair next to Anthony Davis, who might that be? Get as crazy as you want. If you want to say Luka Doncic, go for it. We've talked about him before on this show. If you want to say it, I don't care. Go for it. Just know it's probably not going to happen. But if it does, trust me, we're going to have it ready for you here on the Lakers Report. And if you're not subscribed, you're already missing out on the best Lakers videos on YouTube today. Make sure you subscribe because the draft's coming up, free agency's coming up faster than we are even expected. But guess what? We're ready for it here at Chat Sports, and we want you to be a part of it. So make sure you scroll on down and hit that subscribe button today. Speaking of the NBA draft, the Lakers have begun their pre-draft meetings and pre-draft workouts and pre-draft interviews with a lot of different prospects, and one of the most recent ones is Desmond Bane out of TCU. Now, I don't know if any of you guys know this, if you all know it, but I do live here in Texas, so I got to watch a lot of Desmond Bane in college, and trust me, this is a guy you want on your team, and he said after his meeting with the Lakers that he feels like there is mutual interest on both sides about the Lakers pairing up with Desmond Bane. Now, remember, the Lakers have a late first-round draft pick, and we'll get into why that matters here in just a second, but let's talk more about the senior out of TCU. This past year, he got more ball handling responsibilities and more really responsibilities as a player as a whole and put up 17 points per game, shot better than 44% from beyond the three-point arc, and he has done that consistently for the past 3 years. And you can see as he's matured in college, his game has grown as well. And you can see in that picture, the dude's pretty ripped up. I mean, he's ready to go. He's got an NBA-ready body, and he could come in and contribute to a Laker team looking to win a title right now. The only problem with Desmond Bane, it's not his play on the court. It's not anything about his attitude. It's the fact that teams above the Lakers are going to want to draft him. I think he'll start falling around that right after the lottery. So I think anywhere from 15 to about 18 is where you'll see teams really starting to look at him. And teams like the Mavs could look to go out and get him. The Miami Heat want to win right now. Same with the Brooklyn Nets. The Denver Nuggets and 76ers are teams picking above the Lakers. You look at that next tier of teams right above Los Angeles with the Utah Jazz and the Milwaukee Bucks and even the Boston Celtics. Those are all teams looking to win right now that could draft a senior like Desmond Bane. So I hate to break it to you, Laker fans, because trust me, I think he'd be amazing on this team. I just don't think he's going to fall that far because he's one of the best wings in this draft class. Now, Desmond Bane, definitely a wing, although he's listed as a shooting guard. Trust me, he's going to play that 2, maybe 3 in the NBA. If you could pick one position for the Lakers to focus on with their first-round pick, what would it be? Type G for guard, type W for wing, type B for big. Personally, I think they got to go with the guard. I think another ball handler on this team would be a huge help, but secondary, probably a wing. Maybe a guy like a Tyler Bey could be available. Not Sadiq Bey, but Tyler Bey out of Colorado could be available there. Thirdly, I'd go with a big man. I think they'll get JaVale McGee back. They'll get Dwight Howard back. I think they could potentially even bring in DeMarcus Cousins. They have Anthony Davis already there. They don't need to prioritize a big man in this draft. So I say guard or wing. Now, one thing you need to prioritize right now is wearing a mask on your face. So make sure you go get one today from chatsports.com/Lakers mask. I tell you about this link and I tell you about this deal constantly because I care and because I want you to be able to rep the Lakers on your face all the time. I mean, listen, here's the thing. We got to wear masks nowadays. It's just the fact of the matter. It sucks. I get it. But either way, these are the best ones to wear because you can wash them. So if you wear it every day, hey, throw it in the wash. You got to go to work, throw it in the wash with your dirty clothes that night. It's ready for you to go in the morning. You can get 1, 2 packs of 3 or packs of 4. Again, that link one more time is chatsports.com/Lakers mask. Go ahead, open up a new tab, and pull it up today. Let's go to LeBron James, the king and the ever-durable king as well. But Danny Green recently went on record and said if the NBA starts December 22nd, LeBron James could sit out the entire first month of the season, which is absolutely insane to me. When you look at the amount of games that LeBron has played throughout his career, like he has never missed that much time, besides last year with the groin injury, of course. But LeBron missing a whole month hurts this team for a lot of different reasons. Number one, they want to lock up that number 1 seed. Now, whether he's back in a month or he's playing right away, the Lakers are probably going to be a top 4 to 5 seed. Either way, no matter what. But the problem is the backups behind LeBron when it comes to that wing position, not very strong. Now, here's what Danny Green said exactly. He said, if we start in December, I think most guys are like, I'm not going to be there. To have that quick of a restart, I wouldn't expect LeBron to be there for the first month of the season. And it makes sense because LeBron has always had a full offseason to recover from his seasons, like from his full-length seasons. And you got to remember, LeBron plays in the playoffs too. So it's not just 82 games for LeBron James. After his first 2 years, he has played 80-plus games just about every single year. The most in those first 5 years with the Cleveland Cavaliers, he played that 92-game season. The most with Miami, he played 100 games when they made it to their first NBA championship and 99 games in 2013. That's a lot of games. And usually he has all that time to recuperate, and he spends a lot of money on his body just recuperating. Now, the past 3 years, it's been a bit of an up and down. 2017-18, that last year with the Cleveland Cavaliers, most games he's ever played in a season if you include the playoffs at 104. But then the very next year, he plays the least amount of games he's ever played due to that groin injury. So there's a pattern here, right? You see it. He played the most games he's ever played right here. And then he had the quickest turnaround he'd ever had in 2018-19, and all of a sudden, he misses some of the season. That's why Danny Green is saying, hey, he might sit out for a whole month because if he's not ready to go later in the year, we're missing our best player on this team, and that could be pretty scary. But I think we'll see LeBron a little bit sooner than we expect, or at least than Danny Green expects. Now, if you're allowed to go to games in 2021, so a big-time if right there, if you are allowed to go, will you be going to the Staples Center? Type Y for yes, type your in for no. Let me know in the comment section. And if you do go, you got to wear a mask. And don't worry, we already got you ready for next season. So chatsports.com/Lakers mask. Here's a hint, guys. If you want my personal opinion, I think we're going to be able to go to basketball games next year, but not without masks. So make sure you get one today. I'm going to put that link in the comments. I'm going to put it in the description as well. Laker fans, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time.